What's up, y'all? This your boy Lucha Guy, and I'm back with another Lucha Underground review. This is gonna be the Haunted House match episode. And we start the show off with Melissa Santos. She's backstage getting ready for her announcing. Then we get El Dragon Azteca Jr. randomly coming up to her talking to her about Phoenix, which is weird. I'm sure El Dragon Azteca Jr. and the Phoenix is friends, but these guys were never trios tag partners. They were never around each other on a show that I seen. I don't recall them ever being partners or even friends. I think this job should have been either Edo Star or Drago, mainly Drago, because he was under the spell from Cobra Moon the whole time, acted like a damn ass. He acted a damn fool with these damn reptiles, so I think that should have been Drago's part of him feeling guilty. He should have been the guy to walk up and talk to Melissa about what happened with his former trios partner, Phoenix. That should have definitely been Drago's part, or even Edo Star. I don't know what the hell El Dragon Azteca Jr. got to do with Phoenix, but whatever. Then we get to the first match, which is Mac versus Mil Muertes, this haunted house match. Melissa Santos announced Mil Muertes, but Melissa Santos did not mention at all Katrina. She acted like Katrina didn't exist, and Katrina goes up to her, "You announced it again, and you mentioned me, bitch." And then Melissa Santos said no. Now this was the most violent I ever seen Katrina. She pretty much beat the crap out of Melissa Santos. She pushed her up against the cage. You see here, she tend to punch. Katrina pushed Melissa Santos up against the cage, but she threw her down on the ground, and she threw some roses on her. I know she licked her at one point. She was stomping her and everything. Melissa Santos, she did take a beating there from Katrina. This is the most violent I've ever seen Katrina so far in the whole series. If I was her just beating a mess out of somebody. Melissa Santos got beat up so bad she had to leave. Like, the people in the back came out, the security, I think some of the paramedics, they had to end up getting Melissa Santos out of there. And then Famous B was already in the crowd, and he pretty much took over the announcing for the rest of the show, which was not planned supposedly, but yet Famous B was just sitting out there, which is weird. He normally don't sit out there, so what they would have done if he wasn't there, you know what I mean? So they already knew she had to leave, but Famous B took over the announcing for the rest of the show. But this haunted house match here, holy fucking shit. Now, Mac, he deserves a huge push after this. He got, at one point, Mil Muertes had, a knife in there. I don't know what part made the Mac bleed. I doubt it was a blade job. That looked real. He stabbed him on the head with, this knife that was hanging up. Some of these decorations you're seeing in there, some of the stuff that's is hanging on the, cage. One point, I know he threw the Mac up against the cage. He, speared him through it. Mac, he kind of, almost halfway out of the, cage, and the whole, half the cage, it was about to come, almost apart and fall on the crowd or something. But Mac, he got back in the cage, and he kept on fighting back. He has some offense and stuff like that, and defense. He did his thing, and he fought back the best he could. Every time he did get a little bit of even some defense in there, the crowd would be chanting, "Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac." The crowd they're strongly behind Mac. I think definitely in season 5 the Mac needs to be champion. They need to hurry up. And after this match, this show right here, I do want to mention, was probably the most violent episode we've seen, at least this season. Not all together. The most violent episode had been that 3 Stages of War Dante Fox kill shot from last season's Ultimate Lucha 3. But this whole episode was more violent. And I think, boy, this episode, real quick, I want to get into, is better than SummerSlam. Fuck any WWE fanboys. I understand a lot of people came to my channel telling me about SummerSlam. A lot of WWE fans were, I guess harassing some people. And, I guess WWE fans, they go around calling people smarks if you watch stuff that's not WWE. They don't even know what a smark is. Motherfucker called me a smark just because I'm not a fan of fucking Roman Reigns. So you'll be called a smark for anything. But if they want to call people smark, then what the heck are they? WWE, they had Muppets and all kind of weird shit over there. You will not see Muppets and all kind of odd stuff in Lucha Underground. You won't see that here, but this haunted house match was straight up just violent and epic. I mean, we've seen so many this crazy stuff, and the Mac took a huge beating here. Especially he had to go in this match afraid of Mil Muertes. He already announced he's afraid of Mil. Mil Muertes was just straight up just slamming him around, hitting him beside the head with stuff. Mac tried to do 2-3 stunners in a row. That wasn't even enough to keep Mil Muertes down not too long. And Mac tried to climb up on the ropes. Mil Muertes jumped up there. He hit like a flatliner. They both fell through the table. 1, 2, 3. Mil Muertes won. So Mac, he took an L, but I do think that first match is the first time we ever see Mac versus Mil Muertes. This should not have been this type of match. This match should have been a second or third match. The first match should have been a singles match. The second match should have been like a Lucha street fight. I can't say Boyle Heights street fight because they're not in Boyle Heights anymore. But it should have been a Lucha brawl or some kind of false count anywhere or something. Or even their version of a lumberjack match. I think it's called a Believers match or something. It's like a lumberjack match with a bunch of fans outside the ring. They have belts and stuff, but I don't think they should have did this match first. I even think this whole episode came off a bit spooky. I think this episode should have been pushed back even 4 weeks. Late September would have made more sense as we're getting close to October for Halloween. I really do think this whole episode could have been pushed back. I think around October. But anyway, yeah, Mil Muertes won. He told Katrina after the match to go in there and basically do her part and lick. Katrina said no. She walked off. Her ass was like wobbling, jiggling and shit. But Katrina, she wore red dress looking sexy. She did not want to lick Mac. So we're going to see what keeps happening with this every week. Katrina, well, every time we see them, because we don't see them every week, but Katrina does not want to lick anymore. She's not really respecting Mil Muertes. We're going to see what's going to happen with that. So moving on from that, but yeah, look at some of this crazy beating, like Mil Muertes just beating a Mac, he straight up just stomped him. I mean, Mac took a beating. He needs to get a huge push, definitely next season, for real. The next match that we did get was this. I'm gonna try to show some quick highlights. Jake Strong versus Edo Star.
His chap, this kid. Not Jake right in his mouth. Yeah. Sends him over to him. What's Aerostar having behind him? Yeah. Oh. He's not scared. He's doing all his his feet. Arrow created some space. Jake tried it. Rocket launcher.
Slam.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, now here comes that move. It doesn't matter if you tap. I'm still gonna snap. Yeah, you see Drago ran off Jake Strong, so I guess friendship still matter. But I think after this, you could tell he's going to be up next. You know damn well that Jake Strong's going to be going after Drago, so look forward to that. Drago and Edo Star look like they're going to be having problems with Jake Strong in the upcoming episodes. And then after this, we get some weird shit again with, for first we get the Worldwide Underground. They're having like a wedding shower, which is weird as them, but Worldwide Underground members, they're only. Ricky Mundo standing outside, I guess, blocking and making sure nobody else can come in. So this is a weird wedding shower, but only Worldwide Underground members only can attend. No other wrestlers in Lucha Underground. Nothing. Even though at the wedding, a lot of WWE wrestlers did go to Johnny Mundo and Taya's real wedding. I'm sure a lot of them got in trouble. But this guy is just so odd to me with this doll. He's just standing outside guarded. Then this guy named Benjamin Cook. If you remember this guy from last year, he wanted to be the spokesman or the manager of the Worldwide Underground and market them and get them deals. He went up to Ricky Mundo and said, "Let me in, Johnny Mundo. I'm on the list." And then Ricky Mundo's arguing with him, saying, "No, you're not allowed in." And Benjamin Cook's pretty much treating like Ricky Mundo, telling him, "I'm actually useful to Johnny Mundo, unlike you." He's just ripping him apart, telling him he amounts to nothing for the Worldwide Underground. Then that Dell goes, "You didn't let him touch you like that. Do to him what you did to Angelico." And then Ricky Mundo flips out. Ricky Mundo, he pretty much just stabbed up Benjamin Cook. They didn't show it, but you could tell what he was doing. There was blood all over his face. This whole episode was spooky. I think this whole episode could have been pushed back, getting around October for Halloween. So once again, we have another murder on this damn show. There's another murder once again on Lucha Underground. Crazy, right? So that Benjamin Cook guy is gone, and next week is the wedding, and Talia announced in 2 weeks we're going to get Johnny Mundo versus Pentagon, basically. She said the champion, not knowing who will win, Cage or Pentagon. So basically we're going to be getting a championship match. It's going to be huge. Pentagon, Johnny Mundo in 2 weeks. But I have a feeling this doll and this fucker here are going to just fuck up the wedding. Somehow, somewhere, I can see them screwing up the wedding. Now, be careful. There is a guy out there. He's like posting spoilers about the wedding, and so I'm not gonna say anything. But just look out and be careful. There's people out there posting spoilers about what's gonna happen at the wedding on the show. By the way, it wasn't the real wedding anyway. The real wedding was obviously done not in the wrestling wing, and I know Miz attended and Zack Ryder, and I'm sure Vince McMahon was pissed off at those people. So next we get the main event, which was a last man or machine standing match. Pentagon versus Cage, and holy fucking shit. This match was everything we should have gotten at SummerSlam. Everything that we should have had out of the Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns match was this. Like every time they did Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, it was a lame one-on-one match. Lame one-on-one match, no stipulation. They should at least gave us last man standing match or anything for SummerSlam with Roman Reigns and Brock, but they did it. You could tell Vince McMahon is getting lazy. He's not doing anything. There's no cliffhangers at all in WWE. Lucha Underground did. They gave us so many good cliffhangers with this show. They give me a reason to watch each week. These guys, I mean, I've seen all types of stuff they were doing. I know one point, Pentagon, he was hitting Cage with like beer bottles. Cage, he was stabbing Pentagon in the face. That's why Pentagon's mask is ripped. Cage was stabbing Pentagon in the face with like a beer, like some part of a beer bottle that was like busted. These guys did a lot. I seen them putting each other through tables, hitting each other upside the head with freaking trash cans, metal trash cans. Pentagon was stacking up chairs. This match was so brutal. This was such a brutal match. We seen like one point in the match, as you see here, Pentagon, he ended up breaking both, not one, but both of Cage's arms. So both of Cage's arms got broken in this match by Pentagon. Then after that, Cage couldn't get back up. Pentagon even stumped his head through a cinder block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pentagon was the last man, not machine, but he was the last man standing. Pentagon retains the title. Now, I think Cage and Melissa Santos won't both off the I don't think they're done. They're not done, but I could tell they want a break right now. I know Cage a lot of the time during the season 4 filming. I know he was back and forth between Lucha and Impact. And Melissa Santos, she had to leave the show after the beating by Katrina, and then after Cage, both of his arms broke. You could tell both of them want time off from this show for a while. They probably won't return, because we're already basically halfway through the season. There's 22 episodes, so we're already halfway through the season, so that's just crazy. But Pentagon retains, so 2 weeks we get Johnny Mundo versus Pentagon Dark for the Lucha Underground Championship, and I will review that just like I'm going to keep reviewing these shows, and I'm going to review next week the wedding episode. And I have a huge Lucha Underground surprise video later about something a lot of you guys have been asking me for. A certain character on the show finally wrote back to me. I'm very excited about that, and I will do a video about that later and what the character told me. So this was it. Hit like and subscribe, comment if you haven't. Let me know anything. Give me some ideas maybe about certain topics you want me to talk about. This is your boy Lucha Guy. I'm out. I will be back later on with another video. Peace.